Hello, YouTube land. It is second week after the Zendikar Rising pre-release happened, and on that second Friday, they finally put for sale Zendikar Rising set boxes. And my buy a box promo included this guy, this shiny full art Aura Skyclave Hierophant. Is he any good? Haven't noticed any clerics decks happening, so I wouldn't be able to say, but you know, it's nice to have him. Also picked up this $20 commander deck, which is exciting because I'm a fan of milling rogues, and apparently this is what this is supposed to do. Big fan of the Dimir colors, and this will probably get opened up and investigated a little bit later, because opening up this box is going to take up some time. My videos are generally focused on exploring and catching up everything I've missed in the last 10 years. And what makes this opening special is because of, apparently there's a list of cards that are reprinted like they are in mystery boosters. So that's fun for me. So I want to catch up with that. Otherwise, that included booster I got the other week was rather disappointing. I was not pleased with what I pulled out of that booster, but apparently each booster varies in the type of contents, so I guess I got the worst kind of booster. So I divide these up not by their rarities or their shininess, but more by their colors, so that I just have a better idea of what I'm dealing with later. Starting off with a Drake token, useless art card, ordinary land. Alright, so any card that I'm already familiar with, I'm not going to bother reading. Otherwise, I am. So I am familiar with her. I am familiar with him. Yes, and Kabira Outrider, human warrior who rides a ostrich thing. 4 mana for a 3/3. Enters the battlefield. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature in your party. Okay. Stonework Pack Beast. I think I got a couple of him already. Definitely got a bunch of him. Right, so I divided these things by their colors so that it's easier for me to deal with a little later. Alright, look. Silundi Vision, 3 mana. Or flip over for a tap land. Yeah, I think I pulled this before. Top 6 cards of your library, reveal an instant sorcery card among them, put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of the library. Yeah, I think I had that. Living Tempest, Flying Flash, 3/3 for 5 mana. Oh, very underwhelming stuff again. Wait, is it this guy? It is this guy, except in normal art. Alright. Alright, hopefully you're not catching any of that background noise. Alright, that noise is over, so our mandatory foil is Pyroclastic Helion. So while that noise was happening, tidied up a little bit, as I was trying to say, dividing this by color so that's easier. It's for me to organize it when I start putting stuff into decks, and I don't really know or follow their values. Alright, and we got a kitty cat. Mountain climbing kitty cat. And another art card, another basic land. Definitely pulled an allied assault before. Emiria Captain. Did I pull you before? Flying vigilance. A flying vigilance for 1/1 for 4 mana. Enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature in your party. Oh, more of this party stuff. Relic Axe. Enters the battlefield, attach a target creature you control. Yeah, so +1/+1 to every other creature, or +2/+1 to a warrior. And this is the thing where in this set, equipment automatically attaches when it comes in. Other warriors you control get +1/+1, otherwise a 3/3 for 3. Taunting, Arbor Mage, yep. It's a familiar one. We don't have a green pile yet. Alright. There we go. Green pile. This is the most common wizard I am seeing ever. Might as well leave him on top. And our flip land is this thing. And I put my other flip land in here. Yeah, I'm keeping the flip lands separate. I promise you, this will get faster as I start seeing more repeats and I am more organized. I'm sorry for my lack of organization. Very strange. Alright. Got that artifact before. Have this guy already. I'm sorry, this is already a terrible start. Alright, Molten Blast. 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker, or destroy an artifact. So I got this before, but now it's shiny. Looks like 2 for 2 we got red foils. Right. Core Warrior. Ugh. Okay, another one of him. This guy seems to be also extra particularly common. Rasa Brute. Synchronized Spellcraft. Sizzling Barrage. Rubble Front Fort. Merfolk Falconer. Okay, this is a new one for me, I think. 5 mana for 4/4 flyer, and whenever you cast a kicked spell, scry 2. Oh. What do you call these arts? These are alternate arts, but what are they called? Showcase? 4 mana for a 3/4, and the landfall, 1 damage to each opponent. And another one of this guy, another one of this guy. Okay, Cragplate Baloff. 7 mana for 6/6 with kicker. It can't be countered. Has hexproof and haste. And if it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters. Yeah, I think I pulled one of these already. So if you kick it, it's a 10/10 hexproof haste. With no trample? There's no trample on this? Well, that sucks. And this is probably the second most common white card I've been pulling. Makindiox. Oh, we got ourselves another kitty cat. Ugh. Blood Beckoning. I think I pulled this before, but don't remember it. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand if it was kicked. Instead, return 2 target creatures from the graveyard to your hand. Alright, so return 2 creatures to your hand for the price of 4 mana. Not too bad. Field Research. Pretty sure I pulled this. Draw 2 cards. If the spell was kicked, draw 3 cards. Into the Royal, return target non-land permanent to owner's hand. If his spell was kicked, draw a card. That's actually not too bad. Bubble Snare. Shield. Thwart the Grave. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. Otherwise, 6 mana. Return target creature card and up to 1 target cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, straight to the battlefield and not even tapped. So return up to 2 creatures. And it gets less for the amount of people in the party. There we go. McKindy Ox. What did I say? Canopy Baloth also seems to be particularly common. Smite the Monstrous. An overpriced reprisal. Akiri Fearless Voyager. Okay, I think there's a new one for me. Alright, whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, draw a card. You may unattach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn. So I guess you want to do that after blockers are declared, right? Am I thinking about that correctly? Oh, here we go. I do like these guys. I think I've pulled a couple of them already. Zulaport Duelist. 1 mana for a 1/1 with flash. And there's a battlefield. Up to 1 target creature gets -2/-0 until end of turn. And its controller loses 2 cards. Mills 2 cards. I like this. Think I'm close to a play set of them. I think like a lot of stuff here is overpriced, but this thing seems to be a bargain for what he does. Like 3 spells in 1. Alright. When a player reveals a guide, they keep that card. Wait, what? Royale minigame. Ancient core ruins are being discovered across Zendikar. Be the first player to locate the ruins while avoiding the wrath of the royal. Get ready, open a pack and remove any cards without magic card backs. Then place all the cards face down on the table and randomize them. Whoever went camping most recently goes first. Camping, I guess me. Players take turns revealing one of the cards on the table. Each card has unique properties that may help the player on their way to the ruins. Commons are campsites. Once revealed, they are discarded. Uncommons, rares, and mythics are guides. Oh, this is getting complicated. Whenever a player reveals a guide, they keep that card. Foils are maps. When a player reveals a map, they keep that card. Players can use maps to peek at one of the cards on the table before choosing a card to reveal. The map is then back into the table face down, the cards are randomized, and play continues. I feel like this is something I would play with my kid, but not during an opening. I do like this forest art. Cascade Seer. 4 mana for a 3/3, and there's the battlefield. Scry X, where X is the number of party members. Fissure Wizard. Goblin Wizard. And there's the battlefield. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. Expedition Diviner. Definitely opened that before. Definitely opened that before. Definitely opened that before. Definitely opened that before. Alright, Flipland Rogue, huh? It's 3 mana for 2/3 with Menace, and gets +3 per the 0 as long as opponents 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Or it's a tap land. Okay. Wait, wasn't I supposed to be keeping these separately? Oh boy. Did I only open 3 packs so far? I opened 4, so somewhere in there is a... Anyway. Teeter Peak Ambusher, Plugged Pump. Ugh. Otherwise, Legion Angel. 4 mana for 4/3 flyer. Enters the battlefield. Reveal a card you own named Legion Angel from outside the game and put it in your hand. Interesting. Is this supposed to be like keeping a bunch of these in my sideboard? Can I have 4 in my deck and 3 more in the sideboard? Oh, here we go. We got 2 rares now. Nimble Trapfinder, Human Rogue, 2 mana for a 2/1. can't be blocked if you had another cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard enter the battlefield on your control this turn. So in a rogue's deck, if I keep summoning rogues, this guy keeps being unblockable. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, creatures you control gain whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card until end of turn. Okay. Alright, so... Oh. This is a third one of this guy. Let's see here. Yes. So we have a regular one, a foil one, and a foil alternate art one. Interesting. I noticed, so far, I've only managed to pull 3 black spells. That's weird. I've gone through 4 boosters, and there's only 3 flip cards. That's very different than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boosters. 5 boosters, and there were only 3 flip cards, which is weird because in the regular boosters there was 1, absolutely, definitely 1 in every single booster. So this is weird. Okay, well, let's keep the weird train going. I promise I'm gonna try to go through this faster. Alright. Dauntless Unity. Is that new for me? Let's see. 2 mana, instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. If the spell was kicked, they get +2/+1 until end of turn. Okay, yeah, definitely saw that before. Definitely saw this before. Relic Amulet. That's a new one for me. Whenever you cast an instant sorcerer or wizard spell, put a charge counter on this thing. Remove all charge counters that deals that much damage to target creature. Alright, I remember hearing that this is kind of a trap card in Draft. Okay, Acquisition Expert. Pretty sure I pulled this before, but I don't remember. 2 mana for a 1/2, another rogue. Enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals the number of cards in the hand equal to number of creatures in your party. Choose one of those cards, a player discards that card. Yeah, okay, I remember this thing. Soaring Thought Thief. This is definitely new. I would remember Demir stuff. Alright. Soaring Thought Thief. Flash. Flying. A 1/3 flying flasher for 2 mana. As long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, this guy gets +1/+0. Whenever 1 or more rogues you control attack, each opponent mills 2 cards. Oh, I like you. Yes, I do. Sky Cave Plunder. Look at top X cards of your library, where X is 3 plus number of creatures in your party. Put 3 of those into your hand, the rest at the bottom. This actually doesn't seem like a bad card. There we go. Here's a flip land. Sejiri Shelter. Target creature you control gains protection from a color of your choice until end of turn for 2. Or it's a tap white land. Oh, I love how what they do with these flip lands, where it's the same scene from a different angle or from a different period. Deadly Alliance, definitely pulled that before. Pulled too many of this guy before. Cunning Geyser Mage. Does anyone think a Cunning Geyser Mage is good? At all? I don't think so. Are my images clear or blurry? Oh, well, here we go, where it's like we're catching up on our flip lands. There we go. There's another flip land. This is a rare one. Does that mean it comes into play untapped? No, it comes into play tapped. And what do? Put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. Okay, that could be handy. Expedition Healer foil. It's a common foil. It's a 2/2 for 2 with vigilance. That's not bad. Has lifelink as long as you control another cleric. Okay. Starting to finally see some interesting players. Oh, one from the list, but it's not great. 3 mana for 4/4 with trample, but it also has echo. Echo, for those of you that don't know, is a one-time upkeep. So you summon it, and then it's like you have to summon, pay the casting cost a second time, but only a second time. But still, I mean, it's like getting a 4/4 out. And by the time you can attack with him, you have to pay summoning again. Not great. I definitely have one, if not a couple of these already. So, boo. Boo. Finally get a list card, and that's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boosters in before I get a list card, and the list card sucks. Is this a token? This is a token. Okay, it's an angel token. Alright. Farsight Adept. I think this is a new spell for me. Let's see here. Enters the battlefield. You and target opponent each draw a card. 3 mana for me and the opponent to draw. Not a fan of that. Tazim Royal Mage. 2 mana for 2/1. Enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. This could be decent. Chill Trap, got that already. Practice Tactics. Choose target attacker and blocking creature. Practice Tactics deals damage to that creature equal to twice the number of creatures in your party. 1 white mana. I think I've drawn that before. Emiria Captain, Flying and Vigilance, but it's a 1/1 for 4 mana. Was this like my first white card that I pulled over here? Yep, already got her. Alright, and I already got this thing. Oh, a Skyclave Pickaxe alternate art. Okay. So I think I pulled this before. Maybe. Now I have it in the alternate art. Course Celebrant, got that before. Phylaf, World Sculptor. 6 mana for 5/5 Legendary Elemental. Enters battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant token for each basic land you control. And landfall, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target plant you control. Okay. 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 There's some potential there. Felidar Retreat. I feel like I pulled this before, but this is alternate art. And Sizzling Barrage. I'm pretty sure I pulled this already. There it is, except we got a shiny version. Oh, so I think most of my foils are red at this point. Paste that. Oh, that's a nice one, except I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like there's like scratching in the foil, like vertical. Alright, Reclaim the Waste. Definitely saw that before. Nissa's Zendikar. What is a Zendikar and why is it Nissa's? Enchant land becomes a 4/4 elemental. Yes, I pulled this before. Turn Timber Ascetic. Giant Cleric. 5 mana for 5/4. Enters the battlefield. Gain 3 life. Okay. Living Tempest. Pulled that already. Negate. Yep. Conceal Defense, yes. Flip land is this thing. Akum Warrior and Akum Teeth. Bloodcheat's Thirst. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, red mana cost 2 or less if that spell was kicked. Instead, destroy target creature or planeswalker. That's useful. Oh, here we go. Flip land for our red and our blue. I think I got this in the promo of the pre-release. I think I got River Glide Pathway / Lava Glide Pathway. So I'm happy to get another one of that. Taborax, Hope's Demise. Has lifelink as long as it has 5 or more counters on it. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. If that creature was a cleric, you may draw a card. If you do, you lose 1 life. Not sure how I feel about you yet. Okay, here we go. a Might of Murasa foil. I pulled this before. And an illusion token. Taking too long. I'm sorry. What can I say? Watch this in faster speed. Oh, does this... Well, looks like we got a mythic here, and we got something from the list. What? No, this is just another foil. Fine. Shatterstorm Minotaur. Spell costs 1 less for each other creature in your party. More red foils. So what is this? Turn Timber Serpentine Wood. Enters the battlefield. You may pay 3 life. If you don't, it comes into play tapped. Okay. And the actual spell is Turn Timber Symbiosis. 7 mana. Mythic spell does what? Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them into the battlefield. If that card was converted mana cost 3 or less, it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. It enters 3 additional +1/+1 counters. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay, so let's just cheat out something into play, but I mean, if you have 7 mana, I mean, you can already kind of do anything. Alright, and the rest of the boring stuff, which I guess you won't even bother looking at. We got a Plains, Cleric of the Chill Depths, Expedition Healer, Angel Heart Protector, Shepherd of Heroes, another Kargan War Leader, another Taunting Arbor Mage, and we got another Flippy Land, a Kabira Takedown. Deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. Not a bad spell in and of itself, but can also be a land. Hagra Constrictor, another of that, and another Blood Reckoning. See, I can do it faster. I can do it better. I can do it, guys. I can do it better. I can do it. Another Nahiri's Binding, which is an arrest that you can put on a planeswalker and a creature. Pressure Point, that's a new one, is it? Tap target creature, draw a card. Okay. Disenchant, classic, territorial, sky, Scythe Cat. Trample and a landfall that gets +1/+1. I think I pulled a bunch of those. Spoils of Adventure. This spell costs 1 less for each creature in your party. Gain 3 life, draw 3 cards. Pretty sure I pulled one of those before. Journey to Oblivion. Costs 1 less for each creature in your party. Otherwise 5 mana. Journey to Oblivion enters the battlefield. Exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Journey to Oblivion leaves the battlefield. Non-land permanent exile. That's handy dandy, especially when the price shrinks. And alternate art, Scythe Cat. And another negate. And a Lithoform Blight. That's a new one for me, I think. Enters the battlefield, draw a card, enchanted land, loses all land types, and has tap to add generic, and tap to pay 1 life and add 1 of any color. Right, so this turns any land into like a City of Brass or something. Alright, Shatterskull Charger. Let's see, 3 mana for 4/3 with haste and trample. Good start. If it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with a single +1/+1 counter on it. At the beginning of your end step, if this guy doesn't have a +1/+1 counter on it, return it to its owner's hand. I can live with that. That's not a bad spell. And our foil here is Reclaim the Wastes. 1 green. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand. Shuffle your library. If this spell was kicked, search your library for 2 land cards instead of 1. And it's foil, and it's not bad. Oh, we got another list card. Okay. This one is from my gap period. Anointed Priest, Human Cleric. Whenever a creature token enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Okay, so this is like a Ravnica cleric. Whenever creature, but that one also counts token creatures. This one's non-token creatures. Embalm. Embalm for 4. Exile this card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie human cleric with no mana cost. Embalm only as a sorcery. Okay, so unlike that priest, this thing has a longer lifespan because it has an afterlife span. Alright, 1/3 down. Let's pick up the pace. Kazunda Nectar Pot. It's a 2 mana 1/3 insect landfall. Enter, gain 1 life. Okay. Cleansing Wildfire. Pyroclastic Hellion. That was like our first foil right there. Spitfire Lagak. Merfolk Falconer, Demon's Disciple. Enters the battlefield. Each player sacks a creature or planeswalker. It's 3/1 for 3 mana. That makes everyone sack. And our flippy land is Belakaka Predation. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a card from it with converted mana cost 3 or greater. That player discards that card. Okay. And land that comes into play tapped. Another draws Mucklord. Seafloor Stalker. Okay, so this is my 3rd Shadow's Verdict. Oh, you are a mythic foil. That's not bad, right? YouTube land, tell me what's up with this. What's this thing worth? A Leyline Tyrant. Creature dragon. It's not legendary. 4 mana for 4/4 flyer. Good start. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. When it dies, you may pay an amount of red. When you do, it deals that much damage to any target. So this thing's a freaking battery. I remember hearing about this guy. This thing should be worth some money, right? This guy should be worth something. Landline Tyrant. So you don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. So I just have a constantly growing battery for mana, right? Because my phases end like my end phase ends. And then I still have a bunch of mana during my opponent's turn. Is that how that works? Clear it up for me in the comments, please. Okay. And in this booster, we also have a list card. Very nice. Ulven Wolf Mysteries. This is from, judging by the style and this thing, Innistrad. Another one for my gap period. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, investigate. Put a colorless clue artifact token into the battlefield, which I can sack to draw a card. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a 1/1 white human soldier creature token onto the battlefield. Okay, I like that. That was a decent list card. Foil Mountain. This one looks better than the other foil land I pulled. Subtle Strike. Okay, had that before. Oblivion Hunger, Demon Disciple, Attendant Healer, Kite Sail Cleric, Paratitian, and alternate art Kazunda Nectar Pot. Right on top of this other Nectar Pot. Resolute Strike to help get those colossal hammers on for cheap. Ghastly Gloom Hunter. Let's see, what was this? Zombie Bat do? 2/2 for a 1/1 flyer with lifelink. And if it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters. Oh, Scourge of the Skyclaves. Okay, I heard a lot of buzz around this mythic. Oh, it's 2 mythics in a row. 2 packs, 2 mythics. Skyclave, Scourge. Okay. Yeah, it's the one with the When you cast a spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life, rounded up. Each player, not each opponent, each player loses half their life. And the power and toughness of this guy is equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. This is one of those complicated cards we have to do math. Akum Hellhound. Akum Hellhound. So it's a foil common, 0/1 for a red with landfall, gets +2/+2. Alright, the packs are starting to get interesting from the middle row. And a non-foil of the card I just pulled. Alright, these are all familiar at this point, so tired of seeing this links. Vanquish the Weak, Attendant Healer, and our flippy land is a Tangled Florodron. 2 mana for a 1/1 mana dork for green, and a land that comes into play tapped. Alright. Shadow Stinger, Vampire Rogue. Tap it, untap rogue you control. Shadow Stinger gains Death Touch until end of turn. Whenever Shadow Stinger deals combat damage to a player, that player mills 3 cards. I'm liking this Denier Rogue mill thing. Relic Robber. 3 mana for a 2/2 Goblin Rogue with haste. Deals combat damage to a player, that player creates a 0/1 colorless Goblin Construct artifact creature token with this creature can't block. And at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature deals 1 damage to you. That's funny. That's funny. I like it. I like this guy. Inscription of Abundance. Oh, it's 2 rares in this one. Cool. Okay, choose 1. If it was kicked, choose any number instead. Okay, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Target player gains X life, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Or, or, target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. So that'd be good after putting some counters on it. Alright, I like this spell. Cascade Seer. What do you do? Enters scry 3. I think I told you before. Okay. Insect token. Oh. That's a nice card. It's not a card, but keep that in your wallet. Mountain, Haggard Constrictor, Croc, Scale the Heights. Fireblade Charger, Goblin Warrior. When it's equipped, it's got haste, and if it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Not bad. Core Blade Master, Shadow Stinger. Our flippy land is a Balin Veil. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-0 until end of turn. Field Research again. Another Nahiri's Binding. Our rare is Coral Helm Chronicler. Whenever you cast a kick spell, draw a card, then discard a card. It's almost without discarding. When this guy enters the battlefield, look at top 5 cards of your library and reveal a card with a kicker ability from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. I can see some application, and a foil uncommon of this guy, which I already had. And why do you do this? Why do you do this? Put the ads on the plastic, not on the cardboard. Useless. Blood Price. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 of them in your hand, and the rest on the bottom in any order. You lose 2 life. 4 mana. Feed the Swarm. Destroy target creature enchantment. Oh yeah, there was lots of buzz on this one. And it's common? It's a common? I feel like I haven't seen that many of them. This is a rather uncommon common. Tormenting Voice. As initial cost, discard a card, draw 2 cards. I feel like this is a reprint, right? Reprint of new art. Rabbit Bite, that's a reprint of new art. Molten Blast, saw that. Kitesail Cleric. Skyclave GOP'd. Yes, this is a new art version of a card already pulled. Another stupid Mesa Lynx. Vastwood Surge. 4 mana with a 4 kicker. Search your library for up to 2 basic lands. Put them onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle your library. If this spell was kicked, put 2+1/+1 counters on each creature you control. That's not bad. I like it. Let's see, Rolling Vortex. Pretty sure I pulled this before. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Rolling Vortex deals 1 damage to them. No, I didn't pull this before. Red Enchantment for 2 mana. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast the spell, Rolling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player, punishing you guys for cheating your creatures out. Whenever a player casts okay, your opponent can't gain life this turn. This is not bad. Is is a Rolling Vortex worth anything? Because this is a kind of useful spell. And another Tuk Rumble Fort, but in foil. I'm not even checking for those gold signatures, quote-unquote signatures. Maybe I will at the end. Fancy Swamp. Mind Drain. Target opponent discards 2 cards, mills a card, loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Chilling Grasp. Glacial Grasp, sorry. Anti-Cognition, Skyclave, Sentinel. Cleric of Life's Bond. Whenever another cleric enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. So he's a 2/2 that can grow with only the first life gain. Relic Vial. Sack a creature, draw a card. If you control a cleric, it has whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Our flippy land is Spikefield Hazard. Ooh. Ouchie. 1 damage to any target. If a opponent was dealt damage this way, it would die this turn, exile it. Utility Knife, got a couple of those already. Sellsword, which it means mercenary. This guy shouldn't be a warrior, he should be a mercenary. Core mercenary is what he should be. Hello. Another one of this. I mean, great. Sure, I like it. But another blue-red one? Another blue-red one. I mean, why do I keep... This is my 3rd one of that. Oh, but this is full art version. Okay. Kind of makes up for it. Because now it's a different version, technically. Alright. Crawling Barrens. I pulled this before. That's that land that you can put +1/+1 counters on. I'm trying to go faster, guys, but it all feels new, and I'm here for the feels. As I've mentioned in other videos, I'm here to experience this and kind of share my experience, not just trying to show off what I'm pulling. I'm trying to share the feelings of excitement as I am cracking packs. And you can, if you wish, if you are so emotionally inclined to vicariously share these feelings with me. Right now I'm feeling kind of bored because, see, I'm not even reading them because I'm recognizing them. It's like, oh yeah, another one of that, another one of that. Okay, Drain the Silencer. There we go, something kind of new. Vampire Rogue, 6 mana for a 3/2. Enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent controller gets -X/-6 until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures in your party. Somehow doesn't feel worth it. Inscription of Insight. 4 mana with a kicker of another 4. Choose 1. If it was kicked, choose any number instead. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. Scry 2, then draw 2. Target player creates an XX blue illusion token where X is the number of cards in your hand. Oh, this one doesn't feel as good as the green one. Forsaken Monument, another mythic. Mythic number 3. Legendary artifact. Colorless creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever you tap a permanent for colorless mana, add an additional. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life. Yeah. This would make sense for Eldrazi decks, which I don't have. Or artifact decks, which purely artifact decks, which I don't have. And our foil is a common Angel Heart Protector. Ooh, what do we have here? Haship Oasis. This is from one of them Egyptian themed sets. Add generic mana, add colorless mana, or pay 1 life and add a green. 2 green and a generic, sack a desert. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Well, this is the only desert I own. But this was an interesting list pull. Definitely better than the corner row. Oh, look at that. I guess none of them had it because when I saw this, it kind of jumped out. Alright. Might of Murasa. Gnarlid Colony, which are upgraded grizzly bears. Royal Eruption, 3 damage to any target if it was kicked, 5 damage. Yeah, I got that. Scorch Rider, got that before. Spring Mental Cleric. I wonder what this deer feels about these flowers being attached to its antlers. Spring Mental Cleric, 5 mana for 2/3, enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. Okay. Grotag Night Runner, Goblin Rogue, 3 mana for 2/3. Deals combat damage to a player. Exile top card of your library and you may play that card this turn. Once I can play that card, I mean I still have to pay for it, right guys? Malakir Rebirth, aka Malakir Mire. What do? Choose target creature, you lose 2 life. Until end of turn, that creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield, tapped, under its owner's control. Not sure how I feel about it. Farsight Adept. Another that, and our rare is... Oh, I remember this lady. I don't remember the spell. I remember the lady. No Priest of Oblivion. She's got Menace, she's got Lifelink, and only for 2 mana. She is a 2/1. Enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. 2 spells in 1. I like her. Oh, a shiny version of upgraded grizzly bears. And a Drake token. Alright. Padoop, adventure awaits. Spare supplies. Deliberate. Jorga Visionary. Yorga? When Jorga Visionary enters the battlefield, draw a card. So 4 mana gets a 3/2 and a card. Fireblade Charger, another one of that, another one of that, another one of that, another one of that. Into the Royal. Turn target, draw a card. Yep. Legion Angel, 4 mana, 4/3, enters the battlefield, you reveal a card outside the game. Yep, okay, so that's number 2 of that. And we got a foil common, Smite the Monstrous. That, Feeling Engine, yep, Interroll again, yep, Bolt Snare, yep, Shell Shield, yep, Scion of the Swarm, yep, another one of that, yep, another one of that. Umara Mystic, 3 mana for 1/3 flying merfolk wizard. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery wizard, this thing gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Okay. Okay, alternate art, Skyclave Shade. 2 mana for 3/1. It can't block, that's fine. If it was kicked, it entered the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it, and has landfall. Shade is in your graveyard, and it's your turn. You may cast it from your graveyard this turn. That's an interesting landfall. Kinda like this dude. Okay, we got a Palooka Predation foil version. And copy. Trying to go faster. It's just, I'm curious. I want to read it. I want to take it all in. And I'm sorry if you're not down with that. You can always just play double speed or whatever. Another Skyclave Squid, another Ox, another Dreadworm, Stompy, Shadow Stinger, Cleric of Life's Bond. Oh, so it's another one of him. Another one of that. For another pressure point. Scoot Swarm. 3 mana for 1/1 and landfall. Create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of this thing instead. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, this pack has 2 rares. Nice. Madding Cacophony. Each opponent mills 8 cards. Yes! If the spell was kicked, instead, each opponent mills half their library rounded up. Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. I love my mill. I am happy that I got this card. Could you tell? Teeter Peak Ambusher and okay, insect, which is good for this insect making machine. Oh, Madding Cacophony. What's that thing go for? Let me know. No, I'm not interested in selling it. I wanted to have it. I'm gonna be definitely using it. What does it go for? I just pull you. I just pulled you, buddy. I just pulled you. That's cute. Alright. Dauntless Unity. Creatures you control. Yeah. That sounds familiar. That's definitely familiar. Definitely got that. Zendikar, Merfolk Windrobber. Yippity yup. And a much better art version of the Dreadworm. Very much cooler. Vanquish the Weak. Adventure awaits. Yeah, another one of this guy. Oh, there's a Deadly Alliance foily. Oh, what are you? Lash Out. You're from the year 2007. Yeah, that's my gap years. Okay. Art sucks. What do? 2 mana to deal 3 damage to target creature. Clash with an opponent. If you win, Lash Out deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. What the hell is clashing? Each clashing player reveals the top card of his or her library, then puts that card on top or bottom. A player wins if his or her card had a higher converted mana cost. So you're playing war with the top of your deck? Is that what clashing does? Ugh. Okay, that's corny, but I guess it could be good. Also, I guess. Alright, moving on. Oh. What is this? This is another game, but it's different. Best vacation spot, first pick and draft. Grossest, cutest, shiniest. First player to win 3 categories is the winner. What is this nonsense? Magic minigame, strictly better. Some cards are strong in standard, others draft which card looks the tastiest. Blah, blah, blah. Randomly determine who will be the first. Judge each player, then opens a pack. Remove any cards of the. Choose a category from the list on the back of the scale. Other players each commit a card from their pack to this category. Oh, This game is interesting. Okay, moving on. Another Smite the Monstrous, another Canopy Baloth, Strength and Solidarity, Relic of Vile, another deer that got more flowers on its antlers than it wanted, Night Runner. Our Flippity is Song Mad Treachery, which I remember pulling before. I remember pulling him before. Yep, him. Here he's lithoforming, pulled that before, and our foil is a Goma Fada Vanguard. You are a mouthful, human warrior, 2 mana, 2/2. When it attacks target creature an opponent controls with power less than or equal to the number of warriors you control, can't block this turn. Interesting, I could see this being useful. Alright, so, oh my goodness. We are getting close to an hour, and thank you for staying tuned all this time. I appreciate that. And thank you. I hope you take the time to do the bells and the whistles if you actually like how I do this. If you don't, that's fine too. Give me a thumbs down. If you feel I deserve it, give it to me. Give it to me. I want it. Oh, Thundering Rebuke. 2 mana, deal 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Well, that's decent. Lowell Mage's Familiar. I feel like I pulled you before. Let's see, 3 mana for 2/4 that can give me a green or a blue. And whenever a spell is kicked, you gain 2 life. That sounds familiar. This skeleton, Moss Pit Skeleton, 2/2 for 2 mana with a kicker. If it was kicked and enters the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters, okay, so you pay 5 mana, get a 5/5, cool. Whenever one or more counters are put on a creature you control, if Moss Pit Skeleton's in the graveyard, you may put Moss Pit Skeleton on top of your library. Okay. Don't know how I feel about him. Vast Mood Search. Yes, I remember reading this spell and I liked it. Plant Elemental. 3 mana for a 3/3 with a kicker. Marusa Sproutling enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, return target card with a kicker ability from your graveyard to your hand. I can see the utility in that. Blackboom Rogue. I feel like... yeah, I like it. I have it, yes. Tazim Royal Mage. Royal Mage, but not a Royal Mage, but a Royal Mage. And this Royal Mage enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, return target instant resource card from your graveyard to your hand. Do I have an alternate art of this? Archpriest of Iona. 1 mana for a star 2. Its power is equal to the number of creatures in your party. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. Curious. Oh, 2 rares in this one. Luminarch Aspirant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Just the beginning of combat phase. Somebody gets a counter. She only costs 2 mana. Yeah, I can dig it. And a foil version of this Geyser Mage that I see too much of already. Another one of him, another one of that, another one of him, another one of that, and another that, and another this. Saloon Division. Put the top 6 cards in your library and reveal a sorcery card. Yeah, you pulled that before, pulled him before. Conrad Defense. Okay, you look new. You look cool. Angel Wizard. Interesting. Creature type. 3 mana for a 3/3 flyer. Beginning of combat on your turn. If you have a full party, choose target non-land permanent an opponent controls until your next turn. It can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So if I have a full party, I can arrest something for a turn. I can sack her and choose hexproof or indestructible. Creatures you control gain that ability until end of turn. Alright. I wonder if there's an all-flying white-blue deck that can't be a full party. Curious. And we got a foily core celebrant, and we have our another one of these Egyptian theme. I don't know their names. So cut, 4 damage to target creature, and ribbons. Aftermath. Cast this spell only from your graveyard, then exile it. Each opponent loses X life. This seems like a good card. That's a nice rare right there. I'd put that in any red-black deck. Another Living Tempest, another Negate, another Nahiri Binding, another Pressure Point, another Disenchant, Vine Gecko. 2 mana for 2/2. The first kick spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to kick. Okay, that's handy. Whenever you cast a kick spell, put a +1 counter on this thing. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, this is the America spell. Look at that eagle. Oh, is everything this blurry? I hope not, because this is so America. This is a griffin. Looks like a bald eagle showing what's up. Exploding like an American bomb. 2 mana for 1/1. Landfall. And landfall does +1 counter on Fearless Fledgling. It gains flying until end of turn. Oh, such epic art and such a lame creature. Mind Drain, Bubble Snare. Alright, red and white. Don't think I have any red and white decks. But at least it's not another blue-red. Or is a blue-red worth more? I don't know. Archpriest of Iona. Yep, him again, but shiny. Shiny. Alright, getting close to the end. Definitely. Thank you for staying tuned. This thing is going to be too long. I realize that. Maybe I can do some editing to pick up the pace. So hopefully it won't end up being this long in the final product. But really, if you're still tuned in here, thank you. Bug Catcher. Attacks, gets +1 until for each creature in your party. Snarecaster. Sure-footed Infiltrator. Merfolk Windrobber. Right, so 1 blue for a 1/1 flyer, and whenever he hurts my opponent, they mill a card. And I can sack him to draw a card. This is so much utility, I like it. Another one of him, another freaking Disenchant, another Attendant Healer. Valakut Exploration. So it's a red enchantment with landfall. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Cool. It's almost like red card draw. At the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with this thing, put them into the graveyard. Then it deals damage to each opponent. Oh, so even if I don't use the spell, this thing does something pretty useful. I like it. What's it worth? A shiny version of the Constrictor, and a useless. Another Scythe Cat, another Nectar Pot, another Cleansing Wildfire, another Hellion Cinderclasm. This looks new. 1 damage to each creature. If it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to each creature instead. Alright, so this is like a little mini earthquake. A little red type of small board wipe to get most token creatures out. That's handy. Roost of Drakes again. An ambush. Blood Price. More Spare Supplies. Hello. Onmath Locus of Creation. Are you one of the other chase rares? Are you worth something? Are you worth something, big green glowy guy? Almost the entire mana wheel, except for black. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. Whenever land enters the battlefield, gain 4 life. If this is the first time this ability has resolved. If it's the second time, add this guy's mana cost. If it's the third time, 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control. Ooh. Oof. What's the value on him? Let me know. Oh, and once again, just like the other time, we had a Nectar Pot followed by a different art Nectar Pot, but this one's also a foil. And another card from the list, Beseech the Queen. It has some weird looking mana cost. It could cost 6 generic mana or 3 black mana or anything in between. Search your library for a card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Okay, this lets us tutor up for whatever we can afford to cast. I don't lose any life. Equal to draw. Reveal it. Put it in your hand. Doesn't even go top of the library. It goes straight into the hand. This seems really nice. Is this thing worth anything? This seems like a good spell. Wow, and we're like with 2 packs left. Huh. Beseech the Queen. What does that go for? What's this wing expansion symbol? What's it? When's it from? 2008. Expedition Skulker looks familiar. Tarjun Blightblade familiar. Deadly Alliance again. Thundering Rebuke. Yeah, that looks familiar. Another one of that. Another Moss Pit Skeleton. Another Alt Art Skyclave Squid. Another Myriad Construct. Oh, another one of this handy dandy flippable mammoth. Dude, there's 3 rares in this booster. 3 rares. 3 rares. And almost the last booster. Interesting. Alright, this guy, 4 mana, 4/4, enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic forest card and a basic plains card. Reveal those cards, put them into your hand, shuffle your library. Players can't pay life or sack non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. That's a nice shutdown. Alright, and a foiling negate. And a Drake token. Alright, down to our last booster. We are definitely like over an hour for this video. I'm sorry it went this long. I really thought I was going to go through this faster. I thought I was going to end up seeing much more repeats, as I was with the last opening I was doing for Zendikar. I was seeing a lot more repeats. Here we go. This is all looking like repeats at this point. Nope, there we go. Something new, or at least I don't remember it. Iridescent Horn Beetle. Insect. 5 mana for 3/4. End step. Create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each 1/1 counter you've put on creatures under your control this turn. Wow, this could blow up real big. Kazoo Fury. Addition to casting a spell, sack a creature. Deals damage equal to sacrifice creature's power. Oh, this is a fling. This is a fling or a tap land, right? Yeah, well, that could be useful. Alright. Oh, here we go. Kaza, Royal Chaser. Royal, like boil. Let's see, 2 mana for 1/2, flying haste. Next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less to cast, where X is the number of wizards you control, as this ability resolves. I could see there being lots of potential for you. And a Living Tempest is our last card, and it is a foil. And what is our expedition box topper? What could it be? Will it be one of those precious fetch lands that I don't really get why they're so expensive? Or is it a different other land that apparently can be here? It is something else. Wasteland. Wasteland is mythic. Add a generic or sack it to destroy target non-basic land. I feel like I have Wasteland. Didn't Wasteland come out in like Tempest? I feel like I have this card from Tempest. Alright, so let's see here. What I was interested in was from the list. From the list I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Out of 30 boosters, 7 of them had 1 card from the list. Not as bad as I was anticipating. I mean, this one's pretty good. This one's pretty good. This one's not so bad. This one's I mean, the first one I opened was Colossal Disappointment. Alright. Thanks for tuning in, YouTube land. And if you like really crazy long videos of slowly reading and opening stuff, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I hope you were able to vicariously enjoy opening up this Zendikar Rising Set Boosters box, which promises guaranteed foils and up to 4 rares. I think the most I got was that pre-last pack, which had 3 rares in it. I feel like I got a couple of chase cards in here. Like this guy, right? I think that's the only one out of these. Was there anything I missed of particular excitement that I should have been more excited for? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, YouTube land. I appreciate it. Professional.